So we have a special guest, like we said, and it's no other person than Abu. Abu is a latest band six. I think it's been long you became a band six, Abu. You are no longer a latest.
Well, that's like last year, April. That should be
Last
like
year,
8 months or so
April,
now.
yeah. So you're now an
Yeah.
old bandit in the house. So Abu is good to have you. Guys, Abu is doing a fantastic job. Like, I've extracted his channel, is really doing well. So if you want like tips on how to be a good nurse in the UK, how to grow your career in the UK, the best person to follow is Abu. So I'll be dropping Abu's link in the description box. Do well to follow Abu. He's really doing a good job. So Abu, good to have you here.
Yeah, it's a
Before
pleasure.
you introduce yourself, I like to say, when people come into the NHS, they feel like it's difficult to grow. They feel like, oh, how can I grow in the NHS? There are too many. There is what we call racism. No, 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 no. There's no racism in the NHS, if you ask me. If you want to grow in the NHS, it's open for you to grow. It's just up to you. In fact, there's no limit in the NHS. You can grow as far as Band 9. And that is why I've invited Abu to tell us about his own experience. So, Abu, welcome to the channel. Please introduce
Yeah,
yourself.
thank you. My name is Uthman
Okay.
Balu. That's my last name.
Okay.
I'm a registered nurse trained in Nigeria, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
currently based in the UK,
Fantastic.
where I came into the UK in 2021, and I'm
Wow.
now a band six in about, yeah, I've been a band six now for like 8 months, I think. Yeah.
Wow. That's
And
really good.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
how long are you a band 5 before you decided to take up the bold step to become a band 6?
So I came into the UK in April of 2021,
Mm-hmm.
and I actually did my OSCE in May,
Okay.
got my PIN in June.
Okay.
So we will say literally I became a registered nurse in the UK in June.
In June 2021.
So I applied for band six in February of 2022.
Hmm.
So that's like
10
six or
months.
seven, 8 months.
Okay.
So I was a band five for like 8 months before
Mm-hmm.
I applied for the band six. And I got the band six role. I started in April. So
Yeah.
that's like 10 months post pin.
10 months
So I
post.
became band six like 10 months post pin. Yeah. So
Guys, you
that's it.
can see that's really fast. I always say to people, there's no, in fact, there's no limit in the UK. If you like a band six position, it's something you feel like, oh, I've come into the UK, I want to grow. It is easy to grow. Abu, you just saw the advert and you applied, didn't you?
Yeah, I think it's just erroneous to believe that you cannot achieve anything you want to achieve wherever you find yourself. So when I came into the UK, the promotion wise is quite different from Nigeria and here.
That's it.
So
In
back in
Nigeria,
Nigeria,
it's serially.
it's kind of automatic.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to stay as an what do they call it? Step
Step by step.
no NO2. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to stay like NO2 for like 2 years, and then you do some exam, then automatically you become NO1. So,
Yeah.
but then I came into the UK, I found a system that all they need
Open
is
to
your
everybody.
experience and your confidence.
That's it.
So I think the best place to achieve anything you want to achieve is this country.
That's it.
So I saw that and I was like, okay, so I can literally apply for this Bansis role anytime
Mm-hmm.
I'm confident enough that I
That's
have the
it.
experience. So that was what I saw. And then that Bansis role came out
And you took
and
advantage.
I applied. And also, one thing that played into my own benefit was the fact that I don't know what other people see, but what I would say is just be the best you can anywhere you are
That's it.
working.
Prepare very
So
well.
whatever you are doing, people are actually watching you.
Mm-hmm.
So because what I noted was immediately that advert came, a lot of people that are band
Applied.
six, that are band seven, were approaching me and asking me if I have applied for the role. And I have not even spent 1 year. So that gave me a kind of seal that these people saw something in me.
Before
That's
they're
why they're asking me
asking
whether
you.
I've applied for this role. So that was a push for me. That's how I applied.
Yes.
Immediately I saw that role. And something is at our advantage here, especially people that are coming from Africa. We
Hmm.
just don't need to downplay it.
Don't
All
downplay
of us that
yourself.
are coming, we've gathered some experiences before we came to the
Already.
UK.
Mm-hmm.
So I always tell people, nothing is nothing anywhere.
Everywhere, and
whether
it's same.
in Kenya, whether in Nigeria, whether in
In
the UK.
Zimbabwe, in
The
India.
only difference is the technology
Mm-hmm.
and some little policy changes.
That's
That
it.
is the only thing. The way you give injection back in Nigeria is the same you gave it here.
There's no
The way you
difference.
serve medication is the same as you do it here. The way you do literally everything is the same. The only difference was that you are saying what to use here and you are missing some things back where you are coming
That's
from.
it.
So the experience is there. So I don't expect a nurse that have achieved something back home, that have been like that have 10 years of experience and have the interest in band 6 and still not
Oh,
apply
go
for it.
for it.
So you can go for it. And okay, this is a good thing that you need to know. Your experience actually counts.
It does
Your experience
count.
back home counts
It does
in the
count.
UK. So if your experience counts, then this gives you edge over a lot of people that are even already in the UK
Mm-hmm.
because you have 10 years experience. The only thing is you have just little experience in the NHS, and all you need is just to brush
It just
yourself
needs
up.
some more training, just a bit of
Exactly.
refining and a bit of
So,
training.
and the good thing about the UK is even if you have the experience, they train you for anything, anyways. They
Any
train you for
role, you have to
anything.
go through the
So
training.
they will train you afresh for anything. So what's there not to apply for? Those are my push then. I was like, okay, fine. And I go for it. I did the interview, and
You got
part of the
it.
remark was that I was even the best out of all the
Hey,
candidates
you
they
see now.
interviewed then. So, and almost all of them, I know some, they have experience more than me in the NHS.
But it
So
doesn't
that is
matter.
it.
It's just what you have to offer.
Exactly.
And you know, Abu, I'm really super proud of you. You know, I was saying to one of my new nurses who I happened to mentor when she came into the UK, she came in like you in 2021.
Mm,
And after 4 months, she called me that she wants to grow, that there's a position out and she would love to apply for the position.
mm,
And I said to her, go ahead and apply. But later she said to me she wants to withdraw her application. I said, why? She said, oh, the people that applied for that post are like over 4 years in the UK and she's
it
scared. I
doesn't
said,
matter.
no. I said, just go for it. Although you're 4 months in the UK, but I think you can go for it. Abu, just like you, she went for the position. She got the band 6. It
That
wasn't
is
up
it.
to 6 months. Band 7 came out as a ward manager in that department. It was big. It was huge. And she said to me, as well, I feel like I can do it. Like I've been a band 6 now for like 5 months. And we have other 3 band 6 in the unit, making it a total of 4. But I feel I'm younger. And Abu, you won't believe it. She's currently the acting manager in the ward
See?
where she is in less than 2 years. So, like Abu has said, if you have the dream, you know, not everybody wants to grow in the NHS, especially those women who have a lot of children, like they're even
Mm-hmm.
struggling to do that. But if you have the Z to grow, as far as you can see, you'll get up to band 9. So, Abu,
It's
quickly tell
it's
us what
it's
are the
it's
challenges of band 6? So, it's not just to dream, I want to be a
uh
band 6 and think that there's one big 500 million pounds waiting for you.
First of all, money can never be your motivation to apply for it.
Hmm.
So if money is your motivation, don't bother to apply for it because you are going to regret it.
Abu, you're not nice at all. You're not nice.
Yeah, you are going to regret it if money is your motivation. I can tell you for a fact, some of my salary as band 5 are more than my salary as band 6.
So you have to have the passion for the job. That's the major thing.
It must be something you want. If
Mm,
it's not something you want and you go for it, you are going to regret it. And we
mm.
have a lot of them on the world that have been band 6 and then come back to become a band 5
That's
because they
it.
cannot cope.
There was no passion for the job. Probably they just wanted to
So,
wear the blue uniform.
so because they cannot cope, the stress is enormous.
Mm,
Money can't be your major push.
that's
Let me
all.
tell you, while I was a band 5, I deliberately told them that, please, I want more of night shift. Because as
Yes.
at then, my family is not here, my wife is not here as at then. So I
Mm,
was like, I can do lots of nights to get more enhancements.
more
Anyway,
money.
we are here in this country to make money. So,
Mm-hmm.
so I was doing lots of banks, lots of nights,
And
rather.
lots of shift,
So
extra shifts.
yeah, so now this is the issue. So while doing that, I'm making lots of money. So when I became a band 6, I don't need to sugarcoat it for you. Most of your shifts are going to be long days,
Long days where you'll be so
and
tired.
you cannot request that I want nights. You don't have that flexibility that a person that is band 5 has.
Mm.
There are a lot of band 5 in the unit. So a band 5
Already.
nurse have this flexibility of requesting for shifts.
And they'll
Meanwhile,
prefer to give a band 5 because with
yes,
band 5,
because
there's little pay at night compared to band 6.
compared to that's one. Secondly, there are lots of band 5s. So they can still find their way around the rostering. But in a ward, maybe you have just 4 band 6.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe one of them is already a band 6 before you, and even
Mm.
requested for night already. So in a long day, they need a band 6 to be in charge.
Of the
So
world.
all of other band 6 will have to be doing long days. So all you do is long day. In fact, you might not have
Mm.
a weekend. See, my first salary as a band 6, I don't think there is even one weekend out of it. I just got my basic salary.
Let's see.
No enhancement. I was shocked. I was like, if this is it, then. So, and the funniest part about that money issue is I was at the top of the band 5
Before,
because
yeah.
my trust pays based on your experience back from Nigeria.
Yes.
So I was at the top band
Band
of band
5.
5. So I was earning like I think 16.2 or thereabouts
Mm-hmm.
per hour in the NHS. So and then I became a band 6. My salary per hour is still 16 point something. It's not even up to £1. That
Mm.
is more than what I was earning as band 5. So money can be your motivation to do it.
So
Although
it's the
there is a
passion for the
clause.
job.
So yes, although there is a clause to it.
Yes, you
The
grow.
NHS salary is in bands. There
Yes.
is a chance for you as band 5, as you keep growing in the band 6 role, you move to the highest level.
Of course. And
But
you can even go
in
to
the
band
start,
7.
your salary won't be different. So money can be your motivation about the mission. Secondly, it's very physically and mentally challenging.
Mm.
Let me tell you, just last month, somebody was telling me that he is also a band 6 nurse, was telling me that to leave the house sometimes gives her panic attack
Because you know that you're going to be in charge, you're going to take bail.
because
Other nurses will call on you.
you are
Easy,
the nurse in charge in a shift. I will give you a kind of scenario of how your typical day will look like if you become a band 6. So if you become a band 6 now, you have to get to work early. Not like band 5 that can do anyhow. Although band 5 shouldn't get to work late as well.
Of
So
course.
you get to work early. The first thing you are going to take is the staffing sheet. Once you take the staffing sheet, you are looking like, are we full
Are we
staffed,
enough?
or are we enough, or are we short? That's how your day is going to look like. So the first thing you notice is, once you noted on the staffing sheet that somebody has called in sick or somebody canceled the shift,
Mm.
your mood is going from 100 to 20 at that time.
It's
The
gonna
stress
work.
has started because you know that the next thing that will come to your mind is, how are you going to survive this shift?
Mm-hmm.
How am I going to make everyone safe, both the staff and the patient? It's on your
Mm.
head as
It's
the
in
band
your
6.
head.
So then you started handover. After the handover,
You are
you as
ready.
band 6, you are meant to take a patient because you are short staffed.
Mm.
So you are having 7 patients to yourself.
Sometimes even more.
Even more. In some trusts, is even more. So you're having 7 patients to yourself. And sometimes you don't have enough staff. You escalated it. And they will just push you on the head that we are going to help you, and nothing will come.
Nobody will help.
You just have
Sometimes
to
they
make
will
sure
even
that
take staff from you.
exactly. So you just have to make sure that something is done. So after you have your 7 patients, maybe they had a very rough night shift on
Mm.
that day. A lot of medications were not done.
You do.
Loads of medication need to be ordered on the ward. There are a lot of patients on CD on the ward. So I will give you how all these things are going to compile together and
Mm.
give you
God
loads
rag
of
is
headache.
waiting for you.
So first thing, you have to make sure that your own patient that you take, they are your primary responsibility, that you take care of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Then afterwards, you, not anyone, have to make sure that all the things you are lacking on the ward get ordered
Mm.
because no one is going to do it.
Doctors are
And
calling on you as you are doing those things.
as
That
you are doing those
important.
things, a doctor that is seeing another bay that is not your bay,
It's
that have a
calling you.
concern, is going to find you because of that blue uniform that you are wearing. You are in charge. they will inform you instead of informing the nurse in that bay. Or even after they've informed the nurse, they will still come to you to inform you. You have your own patient, though. So all these things will now couple together. They will now start giving you headache. Then after you are dealing with all these things, site manager will call you that your bay 2, there is an
Vital
infection
signs is
outbreak.
very red.
There is an infection outbreak in your bay 2. You have to empty that bay 2.
Isolate.
And then so that they can clean that bay. So you have to get on it.
Awesome.
And then on some day that there is no infection, they will call you. This your patient need to go to one ward.
You need to
It's on your because immediately they call, they are going to ask, can
Who's
I
the
speak to
nurse
the
in
nurse in
charge?
charge? That is it. And anywhere you are, they will find you. Then you talk. You have your patient, so don't forget. And you are dealing with how to move a patient from another bay that is not your bay to another place, because site already told you that ambulance are queuing in ED.
Yes. There are no
And the
space
nurse
for
in that bay,
patients.
is also busy doing other things. So you will be the one to hand over the patient to that ward that the patient is going.
Sometimes you will even call the nurse to hand over. She'll tell you, I'm not done with my job. And
Exactly. So, and you also have your patient. So if you know that what you are looking for in the NHS is, I just want to go to work, do my job, and go back home without any headache. Just stay as band 5.
I swear.
Don't go for band 6. Because if you go for band 6, it's a total madness, and it's going to give you loads of
I
headache.
wouldn't lie to you. When I came into UK in 2020, September 21st precisely, and I saw nurses that were not growing. They've been there for like 5-6 years. I called one, and I said, "Why are you not growing?" And she said to me, "Nurse Violet, grow as far as you want. Later in life, you will understand why some of us have refused to grow." And she
So
opened
yeah,
up to me and said to me one day, I was a band 6 and I stepped down. I said, "Why would you step down when your mates are band 8, when your mates are band 9? She said, one thing is to have the zeal for the job. Another thing is to have the passion. And another thing is, can you do it?" So, guys, Abu has given you an advice nobody else in this world can give you. I tell you the truth. Nobody tells you the challenges. He discovered the challenges because he's in the role. So, let money not be your motive. As a nurse, we are not even motivated by money, Abu, are we? We're not motivated by
well, how
money.
much are we getting paid, though?
How much are we
We are
getting
getting the
paid?
average salary. A
I get
person
it.
that is working in Audi, maybe your money as a trained nurse is just like £2 difference from
I tell
them.
you.
So
There are
what's
times
the
I come back from work when I newly started that I cry, bless you, my darling, that I cry. I say, God, who sent me to work in the NHS? Like, I cry. Like, sometimes it's so cumbersome. At the end of the day, it's not easy. But I can tell you, Abu, you are going to definitely get to band 9. Honestly, it's good to grow. It's good to grow, and I would encourage everybody to grow in the UK. So, Abu, any advice at all for nurses?
well, for nurses, maybe my advice would be in 2 ways.
Okay.
First, for new nurses that are coming into the UK, congratulations on achieving everything that you have achieved, and fortunately landing in the UK is a good thing and is a step in the right direction. I want you to know that in this country, you can achieve anything that you are willing to achieve. As a matter of fact, even beyond nursing,
Yes.
you can literally achieve anything you want to achieve. Don't be the kind of nurse that anything that happens, they tend to link it to being to race.
That's it.
Not everything is linked to race.
That's
So
it.
know and understand your surrounding. Know how to communicate. Communication is the most important thing for you. Once you achieve that and you're able to communicate well, you achieve anything you want. There are times that you need to observe where you're working, the people you are working with. There are lots of gossip going on at work. Don't be part of it, and just focus on how to achieve all your competencies. If you are new nurses, your first month is a month for you to prepare for your OSCE exam. Don't bother about any other thing. After you get the OSCE done, then you can focus on other things. It can be stressful at first, but once you become independent, you get used to everything. Secondly, for nurses that are already in the UK doing fine as band 5, if you want to grow, if you want to achieve anything, please go for it. You'll be able to do it. We've
Yes.
seen people that have done it. People are still doing it, and you can
Mm-hmm.
do it as well. Don't limit yourself to the bedside. There are opportunities outside the bedside as well.
Mm.
Infection control. As a matter of fact, there are hundreds of specialties in this country.
Awesome.
So if you have passion for anything, all it
Okay.
takes you is to ask someone that is doing it, and they will give you the framework of how they achieve it. Do that, and you will be fine. Another thing is in terms of finance. As nurses, I know that we don't talk about finance enough, but in this country, you have to plan your life so that by the time you are retiring, you are going to retire with something.
That's
Not that. So don't, what I'm saying is don't use all your 10 fingers to eat. Try and save and
mm.
find information and education on how to invest and invest some of what you save. With
That's
that, you'll be able to build wealth and you have a good life at the end of your career. That is
mm.
my advice. Yeah.
Wow, Abu, you in fact, Abu, you are one person that is so full of knowledge. You are so full of knowledge. Abu, I really appreciate this interview with you, and I know that it's going to go a long way to help every nurse in the UK, including those who have gone ahead and those who are still coming behind. So, guys, please follow Abu's channel so that you can get more of his knowledge. Thank you so much, Abu. I'm so happy
You're
to have
welcome.
you. So,
Yeah,
guys,
it's a
I'll
pleasure.
see you in another video. All right, bye for